In this eye-opening video, we're diving deep into the heart of the USA to explore the top 10 emptiest states that hardly anyone calls home. From the rugged, wild frontiers of Wyoming to the remote, untouched landscapes of Alaska, we'll uncover the reasons behind the deserted towns and vast open spaces. We'll even reveal the #1 emptiest state, and trust me, it's not what you'd expect. Along the way, we'll explore the #2 emptiest parts of the US and discover the ghost towns of Wyoming that time forgot. But why does Montana remain one of the best-kept secrets? Are there real cities in Alaska? And why so few people live in Maine? It's all about the geography, the facts, and the untapped beauty of these states that make them the best-kept secrets in America. Buckle up, because this video is about to take you on a journey that will leave you wondering why nobody's packing their bags for these hidden gems. Don't miss out on this epic adventure into the emptiest states, brought to you with a touch of humor and a whole lot of confidence by your award-winning host. Welcome to the real-life lore of the USA. Wyoming. All right, folks, let's kick things off with the wild, wild west, Wyoming. You know, Wyoming is like that one guy at the party who brought a huge bag of chips but forgot to invite anyone. It's the least populous state in the US, with just over 577,000 people, and it's so vast it could swallow several other states whole for breakfast. Wyoming's got it all: rugged mountains, vast plains, and wildlife that'll make you say yeehaw. But there's a tiny catch. It's so remote, you'll need a GPS just to find your neighbor's place. Towns are like islands hundreds of miles apart, making it harder to score a job, grab your groceries, or even have a good old chat. So if you're planning on moving to Wyoming, bring your binoculars because your nearest neighbor might as well be on the moon. Montana. Montana, folks. The place where the population density is as low as your chances of finding a traffic jam. With just over 1.1 million folks spread across its vast 147,000 square miles, Montana is like your introverted cousin at family gatherings. A bit distant, but oh so scenic. You see, Montana isn't just known for its stunning scenery, including Glacier and Yellowstone National Parks. It's known for its bone-chilling winters, and I'm not talking about the latest Netflix series. The snow here doesn't mess around. But that's not all. In Montana, some towns are so remote that even Bigfoot himself would struggle to find his way home. So, if you're looking for a quiet, snowy paradise with more elbow room than you can handle, Montana might be your kind of place. Just make sure you bring a snow shovel and a compass. Alaska. Alaska, the granddaddy of all states, where you could get lost in its 665,000 square miles and nobody would even notice. It's the largest state by a country mile, but, and there's always a but, it's also the least populous. Over 733,000 people call this chilly wonderland home. Alaska is the kind of place where Mother Nature flexes her muscles, showing off glaciers, mountains, and forests like she's on a nature-themed catwalk. But hold on to your snow boots because when winter rolls in, it's colder and snowier than a freezer in an igloo. And let's not forget that many towns here are practically in the middle of nowhere. It's like trying to find a needle in a snowy haystack. So if you're dreaming of moving to Alaska, you better like the cold, love the great outdoors, and don't mind taking the scenic route to grab a gallon of milk. It's an adventure to say the least. North Dakota. Now let's shift our focus to North Dakota, the land where you'll find more fields than you will traffic lights. With just over 770,000 people spread across its vast 70,000 square miles, North Dakota is like the plains' best-kept secret. They say it's flatter than a pancake, and they're not kidding! But hey, it's not all about endless horizons. North Dakota is famous for two things: agriculture and those precious oil and gas reserves. However, there's a price to pay for all that flatness and fossil fuel. Winters here are cold enough to freeze your thoughts, and the wind, well, let's just say it's not exactly a gentle breeze. As if that's not enough, you'll find many towns and cities sitting in the middle of nowhere. So if you're planning a move to North Dakota, prepare to embrace the cold, get used to your hair blowing in the wind, and be ready for some serious alone time. It's spacious to say the least. South Dakota. South Dakota, where the population is as sparse as the cell signal in the Badlands. With just over 905,000 hardy souls scattered across its vast 77,000 square miles, South Dakota is the place to be if you prefer wide open spaces. They've got the famous Mount Rushmore, where you can see dead presidents' faces, and the rugged beauty of Badlands National Park, but it comes with a side of burrs and whoosh. You see, South Dakota is another one of those cold and windy gems, where winter doesn't just visit. It moves in for the season. Plus, like the others, many of its towns and cities are located in spots so remote that it's practically a nature retreat. So if you're looking to become a South Dakotan, bring your winter coat, an appreciation for solitude, and maybe a windproof hat. It's spacious and windy, to say the least. Nebraska. Nebraska, where vast isn't just a word, it's a way of life. This state is as flat as a pancake and just as sparsely populated, with over 1.9 million hardy souls scattered across its endless 77,000 square miles. You know you're in Nebraska when you can watch your dog run away for 3 days straight. Famous for agriculture and beef, it's like a giant steakhouse with fields on the side. But don't forget to pack that winter coat. It's as cold as the ice cream section in Antarctica here. And the wind, well, let's just say it's not exactly a lullaby. And guess what? Many of the towns and cities in Nebraska are like distant stars in the sky. If you're up for it, Nebraska will give you space. Lots of it. So before you make your move, make sure you've got a love for flat horizons, beef, and you don't mind doing a bit of a wind dance. It's flat and windy, to say the least. Kansas. Kansas, where flat is an understatement and remote is the middle name. This state is flatter than a pancake factory and sparsely populated, with just over 2.9 million folks spread out across its sprawling 82,000 square miles. You could say Kansas is the heart of the American heartland, famous for its agricultural industry and more wheat than you can shake a sheaf at. But hold on to your hat, because when summer arrives, it's hotter and more humid than a sauna in the tropics. And guess what? Many towns and cities here are so remote, they might as well be on a different planet. So, if you're thinking about calling Kansas home, pack your sunscreen and a love for wide horizons, because you're going to need both. It's flat and steamy, to say the least. West Virginia. West Virginia, where the hills have eyes and the towns are few and far between. It's a mountainous wonderland, with just over 1.7 million folks spread across its cozy 24,000 square miles. Known for coal mining and more natural beauty than you can shake a stick at, it's like Mother Nature's secret garden. But you see, there's a catch. West Virginia is a bit down on its luck, economically speaking. It's like the state that's down to its last penny in the Monopoly game of life. And many towns and cities, well, they're so remote, it's like they're playing hide and seek. If you're thinking about making West Virginia your home, bring your love for mountains, a hearty work ethic, and a can-do attitude. It's hilly, it's beautiful, but it's also a challenge, to say the least. Mississippi. Mississippi, the land of soulful tunes, scorching sun, and a tight-knit community. It might be the poorest state in the US, but it's rich in culture, with just over 2.9 million folks scattered across its 48,000 square miles. Known for agriculture and the birthplace of blues music, Mississippi's got rhythm in its soul. And you knew there was a but coming, it's hotter and more humid in the summer than a pot of gumbo. And let's not forget, many towns and cities here are so remote, you'd think they're living life off the grid. If you're thinking about making Mississippi your home, pack your love for the blues, a fondness for sweat, and be prepared for some good old southern hospitality. It's hot, it's humid, but it's got heart, to say the least. Ah, Michigan, where the winters are colder than a polar bear's fridge, and the job market is as lively as a library on a Sunday. It's the state that boasts a climate that can turn your hot cocoa into ice cream faster than you can say Michigan winter. First off, let's talk about those cold winters. If you're not a fan of shoveling snow, wearing enough layers to resemble the Michelin Man, or the general concept of your face going numb, Michigan might not be your cup of hot cocoa. In fact, you might not even find that cup. It's probably buried under a mountain of snow. Then there's the remote location situation. Michigan is kind of like the Where's Waldo of states in the Midwest. It's out there, tucked away from major population centers, making it an adventure to find your next job or snag those essential services. Hey Siri, find me a job in Michigan. I'm sorry, I can't do that. And don't even get me started on the job market. Michigan has seen better days in the employment department. The decline in manufacturing jobs has left many folks looking for opportunities faster than you can say pink slip. It's like a game of musical chairs. but with fewer chairs and more job seekers. To add to the drama, we have the high cost of living cliffhanger. Michigan isn't exactly winning awards for affordability. Housing and basic necessities might make your wallet shed a tear or two. And as if that's not enough, there's the poor public schools subplot. If you're a parent, you might find yourself diving headfirst into the challenge of providing your kids with a quality education. It's like a never-ending quest for a unicorn, elusive and tough. Now here's the twist ending. Michigan is indeed a beautiful state, with a rich history and culture. It's a museum lover's paradise and is more affordable compared to some neighboring states. But let's face it, the cold winters, remote location, job struggles, high costs, and education hurdles have made it a hard sell for many. So folks are packing their bags and heading for warmer, job-friendlier, and less parka-dependent destinations. Michigan, we love you, but you're a tough nut to crack. We've explored some of the quirks and qualities of these states and cities, each with its own unique character and challenges. Whether it's the wide-open spaces of Wyoming, the stunning landscapes of Montana, or the fiery spirit of Detroit, there's something to be discovered everywhere. But let's not forget that these places aren't just about statistics. They're about the people, the communities, and the stories waiting to be told. So here's the deal. If you've enjoyed this journey and want more eye-opening content, don't forget to hit that like button. Share this video with your friends, family, and fellow adventurers, so they can embark on this fascinating exploration too. And of course, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay tuned for more captivating insights into the world around us. Together, we'll continue to uncover the hidden gems and untold stories that make our planet such an incredible place to explore. Thanks for joining us on this adventure, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.